In preparation for the sacred music concert of this Parliament, we are blessed to be led in a brief period of meditation by the Venerable Dharma Master Sin Dao.
Thank you. 尊贵的贵宾与跨宗教的朋友们，让我们的心一起宁静下来，聆听远处冰川崩解的声音，聆听北极熊内心的恐惧的哭泣。
Dear and honored distinguished guests and interreligious friends, let us all together quiet down our heart and mind and listen to the sound of the glaciers that are collapsing and to the crying of the terrified polar bears.
我想大家都知道，联合国跨政府气候变迁委员会已经发布了最后的警报，相信大家都有贴切的感受，也想要采取积极的行动来转变地球的危机。
I think that all of you know that the UN Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change has issued a final warning. I believe that all of you share the same sense of urgency to take immediate action to address the crisis of the Earth.
人类的对物质文明的追求与竞争，破坏了地球生态和谐与共生。由于没有看透所有一切都是相依共生的本质，以致我们被贪嗔痴所引诱，而无限地消费与掠取地球的资源。
In striving and competing for material civilization, we have destroyed the harmonious coexistence of the ecosystem. Since we have not clearly grasped that everything is deeply interdependent, this has led to our greed, ignorance, and hatred, and to our limitless consumption and plunder of the resources of the earth.
是什么力量让我们聚在这里？是大家爱与智慧的看见。
What is the power that has brought us together here? It is the power of everyone's love and wisdom.
世界宗教大会集结了世界各宗教的力量，最可以创造爱地球共振的效应。从1993年起，它推动的全球伦理，今天我想进一步加添多元共生、相济共存的全球生态伦理，从灵性的力量出发，疗愈我们地球的母星，让人类生存得以永续。
The Parliament of the World Religions has brought together the power of all the different religions, and it is the most efficient body to create a resonance about loving the earth. Since 1993, the Parliament has promoted a global ethics, and today I further want to add the following, namely a global ecological ethics of living together in diversity and harmony. Let us start from the power of spirit to heal our mother, the earth, so that humanity can live in a sustainable way.
此时此刻，我们就是生命共同体，让我们用1分钟量子共振的宁静，安定地球的磁场，启动正向的频率。
At this very moment, we are one body of life. So let us take 1 minute to harmonize our energies and to stabilize the magnetic field of the earth and its frequency.
现在我们宁静下来，
Now we all together quiet down,
深呼吸，
take a deep breath.
合掌，
Let's put our palms together,
放松，
relax,
宁静下来，
quiet down,
宁静下来，
quiet down.
让我们的心
Let your heart
回到原点。
return to its origin.
深呼吸，
Take a deep breath,
合掌，
put your palms together,
放松，
relax,
宁静下来，
quiet down,
宁静下来，
quiet down.
让我们的心
Let your heart
回到原点。
return to its origin.
祈愿多元共生，彼此珍惜，地球永续。谢谢。
I pray that we may all live together in harmony, helping each other, and that this earth will survive forever. Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sherry Goldberg, and I'd like to welcome you to Sacred Music Night. Before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional territory on which the Metro Convention Center is situated. This area, as you may know, has been the site of human activity for over 15,000 years. This land is the territory of the Huron-Wendat and Petun First Nations, the Seneca, and most recently, the Mississaugas of the Credit River. The territory was the subject of the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Belt Covenant, an agreement between the Iroquois Confederacy and Confederacy of the Ojibwe and allied nations to peaceably share and care for the resources around the Great Lakes. Today, the meeting place of Toronto is still home to many Indigenous people from across Turtle Island, and we are grateful to be in community with you tonight on this territory. It is a real honor to be able to open this event tonight. The Sacred Music Night has definitely been a fan favorite at past parliaments, and I have no doubt that tonight will also be a memorable evening in what has already been a very dynamic and meaningful gathering. The performers in tonight's lineup may come from diverse religious and spiritual backgrounds, but they all share a belief in the power of song, music, rhythm, and dance to uplift the spirits and bring us closer to creation, to the Creator, and to one another. But tonight's event would not have been possible without the generosity of the Fetzer Institute and the vision of Jillian Gondas, the Fetzer Institute's program director. To tell us a bit more about that vision, it's my honor to call up Jillian to say a few words.
So nice. Thank you. Oh, thanks. Stop. Thank you. Though we may feel isolated or divided, love gives us the power to discover deeper ways of knowing our sacred world. Love gives us the power to explore our spiritual lives. Love gives us the power to transform communities and societies so all people can flourish. Together in this expanding movement, we can create a more loving world for all. My name is Jillian, and I am a program director at the Fetzer Institute, and it's truly a thrill and an honor to be here with all of you. Having attended the Parliament of the World's Religions in Salt Lake City several years ago, I was astounded, and knew that this was a place the Institute needed to be and support. Our mission at Fetzer is to help build the spiritual foundation for a loving world. And our work is really guided by the belief that a more loving world requires us to see the world differently. And we know this happens through individual and community transformation. Conversely, we know that individual and community transformation, this worldview, leads to that. It's been a tremendous honor to support this Parliament, to be with all of you, attending, speaking, experiencing, rejoicing, singing. We are making common cause with you who are working toward a shared and transformative sacred story for our humanity in the 21st century. Make no mistake, this is a movement. It is growing, and we, every one of us here tonight, those watching around the world, in many different, creative, energizing ways, we're all working to reveal, inspire, and serve this movement. Our work at Fetzer explores ways to support our own personal spiritual growth and development across the lifespan. We're seeking to help heal divided communities through spiritual practices and new ways to bridge difference and divides. Together, we can cultivate sacred connection and build a shared vision for our communities and our countries and our world. So, what does this have to do with music in this very special evening of sacred music? Everything, of course. As we heard earlier, music helps carry the message of so many spiritual and religious traditions. Music helps us retain that message. I would argue that music is the message. A few years ago at Fetzer, we supported a book project. This book explored the relationship between creative expression and love, compassion, forgiveness, and gratitude. One of the really brilliant contributors to this work was an award-winning conductor, Thomas Colohan. He's the artistic director at the Washington Master Chorale. He wrote about the experience of the individual to the group and of bridging difference in music, all staples of our work at Fetzer. For Thomas, the choir is the perfect metaphor, but of course, we know it applies to all forms of creative expression. Thomas wrote, "The skills we cultivate during music making, cooperation, listening, pausing, taking turns, are the same skills that lead to a life filled with love and forgiveness. But it goes deeper than that. A room full of individuals, all with different voices, different sorrows, different joys, different disappointments and aspirations. They all come together in one place. And for a short time, their voices are united. Each individual voice is fused into one sound. The music pours out, and at that moment, the listeners too are one with each other and with the chorus. The result comes only as each individual lets go of the self and listens and blends their voice with all other voices. When the music sounds, the imaginary differences that seem so separate dissolve in an ocean of connectedness. This is the embodiment of love. And it is what people mean when they talk about the power of music. This Parliament has been an ocean of connectedness. This evening, particularly so. May we all be awash with those individual drops of creative expression tonight that make up these waves of community in our beautiful, global, interconnected, and loving world. Thank you all. Enjoy a spectacular evening of music tonight for this very sacred night. Thank you to all the artists who are here. Enjoy.